We pulled out big rats, small rats, medium-sized rats,
Dude,
spiders,
that's a
and
Pokemon.
many other little flying creatures, and of course,
She picked it up with it.
She's also technically homeless, but seems unable to accept it as a team tries to help her. But perhaps the episode's worst moment comes at the
Dude,
beginning.
she's
as
walking
Michelle
on
visits her in her
trash.
kitchen,
What is
showing
that?
the filthy pots and pans she still uses to cook with.
You still use that to cook?
Oh, pots and pans, or in the kitchen.
What are you washing it with,
I
sweetheart?
use this to make quiche.
Quiche.
You're not taking my
Quiche.
kids. Kieran to just tear it down.
Yeah.
Kieran's neglected dog
Literally.
may have home
What is-
and given to animal control.
No, you're going to jail.
Wasn't nearly...
I can't live like
Dude.
this,
So why have you been living like this?
and I need some help.
You
to fix it.
don't need help. You need
city
a
declared her
flamethrower
home
and gasoline. Y'all, what the man? What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JC here with Everything Reacts TV, where we react to literally everything. So look, I got another video for us today. Another video for us today. It's a Hoarders video, and you already know Hoarders videos be crazy. I'm trying to remember the title of the video, y'all. I literally can't. I think it's like Hoarders' most disgustingest house ever. Something along those lines. You know what I'm saying? But we finna get into it. We finna watch it. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on TikTok, of course. Y'all been going crazy over there. So, stop and show some love. Send a video, suggestions, something, do something, you know what I'm saying? But let's go ahead and jump right into the video.
Letting go may be hard, but some people take things a little too far. Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 craziest hoarding buried alive episodes.
Yeah, because this should be
Before we
disgusting.
begin,
I
we
don't
publish
like
new
these
content
videos where
every
it's
day,
another person
so be sure
talking.
to subscribe to our channel
But
and ring the bell
we
to
just
get
gonna
notified about our latest
rock
videos.
through it.
For this list, we're looking at the wildest episodes of TLC's Hoarding Buried Alive.
This shit is
Either
disgusting,
because the
y'all.
people featured had some
For
of the
real.
worst clutter in the show's run, something crazy happened in the episode, or both.
She can't even open
Number
her
10.
door.
This house killed her. The show is no stranger to emotional situations,
house killed her.
but one of the most upsetting was in this season 4 episode. When the 65-year-old mother of 3 children passes away, it's down to the adult kids Amy, Cheryl, and Jimmy to clear out the clutter and prove that mom owned her house in the aftermath of her death.
No. I'm burning this shit down, Mom. I love you. I love you. I'm deleting
While
this
Jimmy
shit.
lived with their mother and knew the true
And I'm
extent of
deleting
her
the
hoarding
deleted
problem,
file.
the two sisters
Shit's
had
gone
no
forever.
idea. It's difficult to watch them come to terms with the way their mother lived and died.
Yeah,
And
man.
even more
Y'all let
so
your
when the
mom,
biohazard
like,
team
y'all wasn't
began to
checking up
throw
on
out all the
moms.
deceased Cynthia's many possessions.
I just miss her so much.
Aww.
Loved her.
Yeah.
Number 9,
Yeah.
3 apartments, 3 hoarders.
These are all lesbian novels. They're going to your clubhouse.
Lesbian novels.
How many lesbians we got here?
At least 4 to 6 that live here, couples.
In a first for hoarding,
What?
this episode featured 3 hoarders all living in separate apartments in the same apartment
Oh,
building.
y'all just nasty
Even more
together.
bizarre, the 3 of them were all completely unaware that they were living so close to people who suffered from the same problem. There are more
Suffered?
lighthearted moments this time around.
There is no
As one
suffering. You
struggles to
decided
survive
not
the
to clean
collection
this
of
shit
lesbian
up.
erotica, and many of the workers resort to throwing items out of the windows to get them out of the building.
We'll open up a lesbian friggin' library and donate it with your name on it.
Throughout the episode, tension remains high between the hoarding trio and the owner of the community complex, who desperately wants things cleaned up. Number 8, they're crawling. Audiences
A nigga like
frequently
me is just
find
gonna kick
themselves
you out and
wondering how
burn
the
it.
residents of these hellish homes manage to live in them without getting sick. And this became especially evident in season 4, when 2 people working on TLC's cleanup crew contracted hantavirus while filming this episode.
Hantavirus?
While not contagious from human to human,
Sue,
it's
sue,
spread through
lawsuit.
breathing in air contaminated
On
by
all
the
of you.
virus, which comes from the fecal matter and urine of some rodents.
Hantavirus is a disease which is spread by rodents, and when you go through processes like cleaning a home, sweeping, vacuuming, these sorts of things, it goes into the air.
His
Dude.
home was absolutely riddled with pests, including snakes and possums.
Snakes and
the
possums?
worst part of it all, she would still barely admit that she had a problem, even when her own home had to be completely quarantined.
Burned? Oh.
Lived with that stuff for 10 years. It was
Look at your hair. How old are you?
point something
It's
important
falling
to me.
out. That's...
Number 7, full of rats. Kay may have been playing host to an array of furry friends, but hoarder Michelle took that to a whole new level in her aptly titled episode. Property investors want to buy her home, but soon discover that Michelle's problem has damaged the house to its core as it is absolutely teeming with rats.
We pulled out big rats, small rats, medium-sized rats,
Dude,
spiders.
that's a
and
Pokemon.
many of other little flying creatures, and of course,
She picked it up with it.
She's also technically homeless, but seems unable to accept it as a team tries to help her. But perhaps the episode's worst moment comes at the
Dude,
beginning.
she's
as
walking
Michelle
on
gives a tour of her
trash.
kitchen,
What is
showing
that?
the filthy pots and pans she still uses to cook with.
You still
hidden
use that to
cameras.
cook?
Oh, pots and pans, or in the kitchen.
What are you washing it with,
I
sweetheart?
use this to make quiche.
Quiche.
You're not taking my kid.
Quiche.
Karen isn't the only victim of her hoarding. Her two young sons are quoted as saying they feel trapped in her nightmarish home.
I think my mom might struggle with hoarding.
You think?
I feel like I'm trapped inside.
The episode
Oh.
begins with the kids being taken away by Child Protective
Yes,
Services.
take them children
because
away.
of concern for their well-being, with Karen offered the ultimatum that if she doesn't clean up her act within 48 hours, she will not regain custody of her boys. But the situation is also notable for reducing
Imagine your
psychologists
mom
to
not
Rebecca
cleaning her
into
room.
tears when she sees the sick and neglected family dog soon rehomed by the SPCA. Number
Yeah.
5, worst I've ever seen. Karen's home was thrown into crisis when local officials told her they would tear down her property for not being up to code.
Dude.
My obsession is keeping things, buying things.
While investigating,
Keeping and
the
buying
family
things is
severely
your
damaged
exception,
without running water and full
but
of
you don't
cat
like throwing
feces.
nothing away.
One code enforcer couldn't
You can
even
barely
stand to
walk.
be in the building without throwing up. Karen's realization that the home her parents built could be condemned is heartbreaking. Meanwhile, in
mama
the same
beat my
episode,
ass.
Teresa struggles to balance her shopping compulsion with her chronic fatigue syndrome, meaning her house is completely overrun with junk and her illness renders her unable to clean.
Hire someone,
just
baby.
Kind of
Molly
filled
Mae.
with a lot of stuff.
1-800-JUNK.
Number 4.
Someone. 911.
Another mother at risk of losing custody of her child was Lorena,
Get a little-
whose own
man.
sister was attempting to have 10-year-old Alexia put into her care out of concern for the child's well-being.
That child deserves better.
That child
Lorena's
is walking
hoarding
through
has
bullshit.
tragic beginnings, all stemming from when her ex-boyfriend brutally assaulted and raped her 5 years earlier in her own front garden, even slitting her throat. However, this is one unfortunate story that actually has a happy ending. Lorena managed to completely turn her life around, separating from her hoard and keeping it under control.
We gonna find that
prioritizing her young
motherfucker.
daughter's safety and quality of life above all else.
I probably would even
She's
be
smoking a
here if it
cigarette?
wasn't for one of my
Oh.
daughters. She saved
I thought
me.
she was. She
Number
looked kind
3,
of young.
is
Never
that
mind.
a goat? A show with no shortage of horrors reaches extremes with Joyce and her collection of antique dolls. When her marriage fell apart, she turned to the dolls for comfort.
Oh, that's cute.
And despite running out of money and losing her job, she continues to buy as many of these dolls as she can get her hands
No,
on.
that's
I
addiction.
like dolls that smile, especially when you have a lot of depression and stuff. It's nice to have someone or even something smiling at you all the time.
That's dope.
The episode's other hoarder is Donnie, a retired Marine who doesn't just have his own personal junkyard, but also a lively herd of goats.
Is that a fire truck? That's a fire truck. Is that a goat? Yep. I got about 10 of them in there.
But Donnie feels under siege from the county, from which he has amassed thousands in fines and 2
Because
jail
you have,
sentences.
because you have shit everywhere.
Number 2, just tear it down.
Yeah.
Karen's neglected dog
Literally.
may have ultimately been adopted by a vet after being removed from her home
What is-
and given to animal control.
No, you're going to
Because
jail.
wasn't nearly so pleasant
You're going
for
to
Doug and
jail.
Ellie's missing
That better
cat.
not be a cat.
Stunningly, in this episode, the cat's mummified remains were found trapped
I'm a-
underneath a
you're
heavy
going to
dresser,
jail, honestly.
where it had perished 2 years earlier.
2 years.
2 years. But that is Rat Cat.
The hardest moment was when we found the rat cat. She wasn't even the cat, she was our child.
Are you?
And
She
that's
was
not
your
the worst of
child?
it. They also have
Then
a
you're going to
broken
jail
septic tank,
for
which means the house is
neglect.
steadily overflowing
kidding
with raw
me?
sewage and human waste, to the point
You
where
can't
demolition
find your
seems
cat for
like a
2
better
years?
option
Are you
than attempting to
serious?
clean. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Oh Lord.
It has to change. It has to change. I can't live like
Dude.
this.
So why have you been living like this?
And I need some help.
You
to
need.
fix
You
it.
don't need help. You need
city
a
declared her
flamethrower
home
and gasoline.
And the power, gas,
That's
and
all you
water
need.
were shut off.
Y'all, what the fuck, man?
Just thing on top of thing on top of
Throwing
thing.
shit everywhere.
Got a lot of stuff
Throwing
here.
shit.
Yeah.
Number 1, sleeping in a dumpster.
Old milk. This one is from June, so that's like 7 months, 7 months ago.
In arguably the
I
craziest
almost
episode of
threw
all,
up
stubborn hoarders
everywhere.
and deadly clutter weren't the only dangers people had to worry
Almost
about.
threw up
Laura is attempting to
everywhere.
clean her home with the help of her son.
That shit looked
and the
like
show's
it
crew,
was
but their lives are threatened
solid.
when a fire breaks out in her garbage-filled kitchen.
Oh, somebody did that on purpose. Somebody, oh yeah, that's a fire hazard. Y'all gotta get up out of there. Honestly, I'll just be throwing...
Somebody
Should've been
mistakenly
there.
turns on the stove, which is covered in newspapers and other flammable materials, leaving them struggling to extinguish the fire.
Yeah, I know that
the
joint was
entire house will
stinking.
go up in flames. They eventually manage to stop the blaze, but it makes for one of the most intense moments in the show's whole run.
I mean, it could have gotten ugly real fast. And what's on the floor? Trash, papers,
Yeah,
plastic.
fire hazard.
I mean,
Yeah,
done.
GG. Deuces, you up there with the wool. Hey man, I'm letting y'all know. Hoarders better not invite me as a special guest because it is not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty because I'm going to be throwing up everywhere. Every time I'm on the camera, it's going to be beep. Just, I can't believe that lady said her cat was her child. If your cat was your child, you would have done everything in your power to make sure your cat was gonna make it out of the situation alive. It's so ridiculous. Boy, I'll tell you what, boy. Hey man, but make sure you guys like the video, subscribe, make sure you drop a comment letting me know what you thought about the video. If you want to send me a suggestion on what to watch next, you know what I'm saying, send me something on IG, TikTok, or just leave it in the comments, you know what I'm saying. But I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Peace.